I imagine at this point, constituents are feeling a lot like we do, like, yeah, we've been down this road, we've heard it all before. Get to it and do your jobs.
Yeah, I think that's going to become, as Elon said, it's becoming more of a feature of how we budget in the United States. I think not just constituents, markets also. I think you would expect if we were talking about the prospects of a shutdown that maybe markets would be anticipating it. I think they know that this has become not big drama, but sort of the normal drama of Washington. There was a time back in the past when appropriations committees would pass their bills and we would get these things done without coming down to these kinds of deadlines. But that's not the way things are getting done in Washington these days.
Tony, you worked in the White House before,
yep.
and you worked in a role that you had to kind of face the public and tell them what the heck was going on. Is there a sense right now that this kind of new regime, this new paradigm of only doing short-term budget funding deals to kind of move things, advance incrementally, is that just the way that we do things? And how frustrated does the American public have to be with that kind of a framework in place?
Yeah, and look, I think it's very confusing for constituents out there. I think they know that at the end it gets done. There's some kind of deal. There's, we see the countdown clocks. We see, members and shuttling to the White House and back, and that a deal eventually gets done. But it's not, when we watch the Schoolhouse Rock on how, bills became a law and that we, sort of do these things, and you learn in a textbook, it's not like this. And I think I think it's actually a problem for the country. People don't get to see the individual bills. They don't get to see the debate over why we're making decisions to spend money on the things that we are. The immigration fight here is a perfect example. It's this is going to become a trade-off between how much money for the wall versus how much time for the dreamers, the DACA beneficiaries. There's no debate on it, really.
And the wall, as most people might realize, has been a big part of President Trump's objective. I think lesser known is the fact that they're also arguing, and he's threatening to veto, if there's money that goes in for the rails on the East Coast. How much do these behind-the-scenes tit-for-tat negotiations really factor into the political calculations about how far can you go, how far can you take a stand?
It's contested. It's all wrapped in together. You're trying to cobble together votes in order to get this, this very big omnibus bill passed, and you're trying to find them wherever you can, and there are trade-offs. The White House does not says it does not want the funding for the tunnel between New Jersey and New York City. Those of us who travel on the Acela would love to see some more investment there. And there are members of Congress up there in both parties who want to see that funding. You have members of Congress on both sides of the immigration issue and other pieces of it. And because you're going to have, as Elon said, because the Freedom Caucus is going to be sitting this out, and because they need 60 votes in the Senate, so they need Democratic votes in the Senate. It's going to be exactly this kind of horse trading on individual pieces of the omnibus to get a bill across.
Tony, if there's one thing you think could be the key to unlocking a budget deal for this particular situation, what would it be?
I think it's this trade-off on funding for the president's insisting on funding for his wall. The Democrats are holding out for, they would prefer to see a permanent fix to the solution. If the president wants a permanent wall, they would like to see permanent protection for dreamers.
Tony,
I think that's really what it's going to come down to.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.